Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and I've been doing this YouTube thing for about 12 or 13 years now. I get a lot of emails, you can imagine, from viewers, from brands, from marketing agencies, and I get a lot of emails from scammers trying to socially engineer their way into stealing my YouTube credentials. This happened to Linus Tech Tips, it's happened to a number of other popular YouTube channels out there, and while many of these emails that I get are totally fake, and you could tell, many others look a lot more legitimate, and last night I got the most elaborate one I have ever seen. It is so well done, I want to share it with all of you because this is really scary, the effort that these scammers go through to try to convince people to hand over site credentials and how successful this one might be. So why don't we take a look at this right now. So why don't we start here taking a look at a few examples of what I get in my inbox every morning. Here's one of the examples of one that is a clear fake. This person claims to be from NVIDIA and going to offer me an RTX 5000 card and all sorts of fun stuff. But as you can see here, it comes from some random SK email address, so clearly that's not NVIDIA. I also get this one every day from Black Desert. Again, another SK address, and therefore definitely not the Black Desert online mobile game. But if we look at some other examples, you can see that they're getting more sophisticated. So this is one that I did a video short about a few weeks ago from allegedly Corsair. And here they looked up the name of the partnership manager at Corsair and impersonated him. And so they got the name right. The email looks right. In fact, when I dove into the source code of the email, they were actually pulling assets from Corsair's website so that everything looked like one of their regular emails. But there were some warning flags that I picked up right away. So for example, here you can see that it does have darrentoy@corsair.com, but it's coming via modernitgen.com. And if you clicked on reply to the email, it didn't go to Darren Toy's Corsair address. It went to some random Gmail address called darrentoy92. And further, when I looked at what Modern IT Gen was, it's a school in India, and it looks like maybe their SMTP server got compromised, and so it was sending these spoofed emails through. So while that Corsair email looked pretty sophisticated on the surface, once you looked at some of the very obvious details here, it was clear that this was a fake. Now let's take a look at what I got from Sony, allegedly, the other night. So Julie Bennett here from CreatorPulse.org reaches out and says, hey, I'm an agency. I wanted to reach out about a potential campaign I'm working on. And although many agencies, when they reach out, tell you who the client is up front, some don't. And this didn't seem all that odd to me. What did seem odd, though, is that when I booted up my Tor browser and took a look at CreatorPulse.org, because I'd never heard of them before, it didn't take me to CreatorPulse.org. The URL redirected to collabstacks.com, which looks like some kind of YouTube marketing agency. But either way, it was resolving at an agency website. And I've seen these agencies have different names for the different types of marketing that they might be doing. In fact, I just did a pretty big campaign for ExpressVPN, and the agency actually changed its name midstream in that campaign. So it's not unusual for the addresses not always to match up. But still, I was getting a little suspicious here. But I emailed her back just for the heck of it to play along, and she sends me this email and says, this is going to be a big deal with Sony, and we've got a video that we want you to watch so that you can get instructions about this. And after you watch the video, follow the instructions, and basically hands me off to this YouTube channel. So I go over to the YouTube channel, and it was a legitimate YouTube address. It wasn't some kind of spoof thing. And I've got this very professional host here talking about this Sony partnership. And they've got a link that we need to click on. They give you instructions for navigating this website. And of note here, when I looked at the YouTube channel, it had a verified check mark. It said it was Sony partnership. As you can see here, the video's been up for 10 days. It's had 4,600 views, which means other YouTube creators have been sent here. This is an unlisted video. So we've got this verified Sony YouTube channel. It's got 139,000 subscribers. When I clicked on the YouTube channel to see what else was on this thing, as you can see, they've got a lot of content here. Some of it posted months ago, so this wasn't some new channel that sprung up. Or is it? Because when you start looking at the content on this channel, it's not coming from this Sony partnership channel, but it is coming from Sony itself, the main Sony YouTube channel. As you can see here, Sony, Sony, Sony. None of this is Sony partnership. So what they did here is they created a bunch of playlists from official Sony content and put it on this channel to make it look more legitimate. But beyond that unlisted video, there are no public videos that this channel has published and made available, at least through their YouTube homepage. But I continued to play along here. I hopped into a VPN and I logged into the website. And here I just impersonated another YouTube channel. And to my surprise, as you'll see here, it takes CNN just like it took any other YouTube channel. It's not actually reviewing to see if they've officially invited you or not. And so this is the flow that you go through. You click on continue. It looks legit, right? It pulls down your publicly available YouTube stats. They want your email address, and they want also your name. So we'll just let the video play out here so you can see what happens. Then they have you pick one of the things that you might want to do for them. But look at this. They don't give you a list of products to request. What they want you to do is download an archive of products. And where I finally saw this being a complete and total scam was when you look here for the instructions. Download an encrypted, password-protected archive. And look at this. It only works on Windows OS. They've got the archive password down here. It's got files inside of it. I did not download this because I didn't want to touch this file. Enter the password, unlock the contents, and what happens when you open up one of these files is that some malware is going to execute. It's going to grab your credentials for your Google account and your YouTube account and send it over to these people, and they're going to turn your channel into one of these Bitcoin streaming things that we see happening quite frequently. And they're going to replace all of your content with theirs. It looks like the Sony channel that we were looking at was one of these hijacked channels that has subscribers and has the verification badge, but these guys came in and removed all the content and created a new homepage along with that unlisted video. But what about the video host? Like, where do they get this guy from? Is he some kind of AI thing? He's not, believe it or not. What I did is I took a still frame of the video and I did an image search, and that led me over to this website for a video editor named Aryan Gunjal, and he has a bunch of his client work in his portfolio section, and here we've got somebody named Rastadin Radov, who's a top-rated Fiverr spokesperson. So you can hire this guy for a couple $100 to make a very professional presentation. And so I was able to very quickly find his Fiverr page. He is not in on it with them. He's probably a victim in this, just as some of the other YouTube creators will be as well. But I did reach out to him like, hey, did you know that your video is being used for this purpose? And he goes, oh my God, this is awful. This was the first he heard of it after 2 weeks. He said they were part of the Sony team, and he had done work for Sony before. So when they reached out to him, he actually has Sony on his list of prior clients. So when they reached out to him, he probably thought it was Sony again, just doing another gig with him. But it was, in fact, a bunch of scammers. And of course, Fiverr pays you through their platform, so he didn't see where the money was coming from. And this has been going on now for at least a week because somebody posted this up on Reddit the other day, and they got an email from a completely different website, but this one was also a .org, connectblend.org, and it brought them to the same video that I was brought to. The Sony Partners website is on there as well. And in the comment stream, a bunch of people have reported this to all of the different agencies you're supposed to report these things to, but yet this website is still alive. In fact, it's protected by Cloudflare, so they're actually running through Cloudflare for their DNS and other security services. So this thing is still there. The YouTube channel is still there, and people are getting scammed, presumably, by this. But what's the motive for this? Do people really engage with these fake crypto streams that they replace your channel with? Well, it turns out they do. There was one example here that Bank Info Security reported on a couple of years ago where one of these streams made $1.6 million. The way these things work is they want you to send a little bit of Bitcoin in to enter some contest or do some investment, and apparently people do it, and these streams, when they take over a big channel, can reach a lot of people, and sometimes they pump it up with fake viewers to get it higher up on the algorithm. Last year or the year before, I once logged into YouTube and had 3 or 4 of these streams on my homepage in my recommendation section. So it's very powerful insofar as reach is concerned to take over one of these channels, and presumably they make some money doing it. I don't think everybody makes $1.6 million. I would imagine consumers are getting savvier now not to fall for this, but the scam continues, and they're going through the effort that they're doing to hire a Fiverr guy, set up a fancy website, send out all these emails. There's effort here and cost, but apparently it is still paying off. One other neat article you might want to take a look at is this one by Bitdefender from 2023, where they do a deep dive into how the attack works and why they're so popular. It's a very good read, and I highly suggest taking a look at it. But again, it just shows you've got to be on your toes all the time, because these scams are going to get more and more legitimate looking, and I think more and more people are going to fall for them. So hopefully all the right parties involved here take action and pull this website down and pull this YouTube channel down. But this is just the beginning of, I think, what we're going to see a lot more of in the future. And of course, if these tactics work with YouTubers, I am sure they work in other areas of information technology to try to convince workers at a call center or within a customer service center to let these people in and take over corporate networks and whatnot. So keep on your toes, everybody, and do a lot of due diligence before you click or download anything. That will do it for this one. Until next time, this is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.